Studios in a tiny studio, teaching you and me about everything they know that makes sound a meltdown. It's the meltdown, time for the meltdown, coming for the meltdown. Let's start the show.
Welcome in. We are The Meltdown, presented by MyBookie, broadcasting live from the Culver studio. I am your host, Tim Melton. So happy to be here with you for yet another Star Wars Meltdown arcade that we are having today. We have done episode 1, we have done episode 4, and now it is time to move on to episode 7 as we are going with those first entries of each parts of the saga, those 3 different trilogies within the saga. We're going through each of those first chapters, and next time we'll do episode 2, and then we'll do Empire Strikes Back, which I'm looking very forward to, and then we will do Last Jedi, which I'm sure, John, will generate a lot of heated discussion.
I'm sure it will, because you and I actually enjoy that one. I feel like most other people do not enjoy that one, and obviously it goes all south from there. So, yes.
The thing I hate most about Force Awakens and the thing I hate most about Last Jedi is the fact that it is associated with Rise of Skywalker, which I do think is the worst Star Wars movie ever produced, which was an overcorrection from choosing a path to go with Last Jedi. But I understand the hate all around. It is a very divisive thing, and we are entering that time where we can be nostalgic because whether people want to admit it or not, John, The Force Awakens actually brought Star Wars fans together for a hot minute.
It did, and The Force Awakens was still good, and I understand people saying it's diminished because of what the overall thing was, but when it came out, it was very good. Everybody, for the most part, very much enjoyed it. It's one of the highest grossing films of all time, and was overall a massive success. And then I'll stop there.
It brought a lot of smiles to people. Another group that brings smiles to people, that would be my dentists over with Alabama Dental Associates on Grants Mill Road. They specialize both in general and cosmetic dentistry. While they're well-trained in the latest techniques and use state-of-the-art equipment, they never forget their number one priority, which is friendly, personalized care for their patients. You hear me talking about Dr. Jeff and Dr. Brian. Dr. Nolan's officially joined the team now, graduating from the top 10% of his class there at UAB. And Alabama Dental Associates, they work closely together as a team, utilizing that specialized training necessary to prevent, diagnose, and treat whatever your dental condition may be. They stay current on all the advancements and research treatments, so you know you're receiving the most advanced dental care possible. For more information or to make an appointment, call them 205-956-8977 or visit alabamadental.com. We are about to get into The Force Awakens, but first, I want to bring in the boy wonder himself, Mr. Tyler Lionel Johns. Tyler! Yesterday, trivia competition occurred. Is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of you and Brian Pavlik, your team of the Electric Mayhem?
Yes, we were cheated yesterday. Team R&R did
Tyler,
give...
This is my role, Tyler, not yours. Come on.
Well, it happened to me now, so I get to complain today. Ryan gave direction to read, so you can't do that. We've cracked down on John for doing that, telling Jeff to pass.
With no point penalty.
With no challenge.
With no challenge. We've cracked down on EG getting answers from Ush in the championship.
With no point penalty.
With no challenge. You've just cracked down on it. And now we've got a situation where that happens a third time. There was a challenge, and there's no enforcement of anything. So why is it a rule if it's not going to be enforced, or you're just going to throw me or the chat under the bus to make the decision?
Ooh, I wish we were doing an actual full-on show today now, because I feel like this is going to be a lengthy conversation. But what I will say is I think all resulted in the same thing, which were verbal warnings, right? They all resulted in verbal warnings of people maybe not fully understanding exactly what the situation entailed. Do you think Ryan Brown maliciously cheated yesterday? Like the intent was to cheat and rig the game by telling him what they had pretty much determined going into this, which is, I guess why the chat took their side.
Whether or not he knew it was against the rules, he gave direction to read in the final question in what we would call in soccer, Tim, as a former referee, a game-critical moment.
Got it.
This is a moment where the game is on the line.
Yeah.
As we saw yesterday.
That's completely fair.
And you really have to go over those plays with a fine-tooth comb to ensure the fairest possible outcome.
Gotcha.
Also, Brian brought up this point.
Oh.
He could have, when Brown said 1 to read, it could have been an answer to a question or a suggestion for an answer.
But the question hadn't been read yet.
No, I agree with that, but I'm bringing up Brian's points.
It's a bad point. I stick with the highlights because you guys were actually making some headway, and then you brought up a bogus point of they would know the question beforehand. In that case, the game would be rigged.
All right.
I think what Brian is trying to say right there, to somewhat back him up, I agree with Tim. It's not an answer when you say that. But I was about to jump in yesterday. There was I guess it was the Paradise Island question that I don't know what the category was. I guess it was just like comics or something like that. But I was about to jump in because Brown had made some, really stupid comic Star Wars answer like he typically does. Mm-hmm. And I was about to jump in there and be like, Star Wars. But then I was like, I'm not going to jump out there and say Star Wars because Star Wars could trigger something to make you think about. Oh, no, it was Disney because it was the
Enchanted question.
Yes.
Enchanted question. And I was going to say something like I knew clearly the answer was not Star Wars, but like, could you make a joke and say, yell Star Wars? And it's like, oh, but that could make you think Disney and go down a certain path in Disney and stuff like that, like clearly that's not the answer. To say, even if it's just after the category, you could say something stupid that could trigger something in their mind.
Yeah.
So I get where Brian's coming from. I agree with Tim overall, but I get where Brian's coming from. I don't want to go to he said the point value, which is really what the cheating was, not that he was giving an answer away.
No, I agree with that. Brian's second point was...
It's got to be better than his first. Go.
Well, this is regarding the 10-point question.
Okay.
He says, yesterday was a very solid, valid 10-point question for Jackpot. He said, if it was a Jeff version of the 10-point question, you would have given us the 5 choices, and we would have just been able to rank them in order of box office revenue, and we would have had no problems.
It would have been a very easy question at that point. I think almost anybody could have put it into the correct order if they were given the choices. So you're right. I agree. Not giving the choices was the correct way to go. Me and Brian agree.
But I do agree. It makes it like Jeff's question. The question yesterday was like my bond question, which is more of a 10-point 100%. Question. So.
Well, I'm glad you guys told me to make them more like the Bond thing, so I did. So it worked out. There's no complaint.
Who told you to make more like the Bond one?
Yeah, y'all said that was valid.
Brian said that yesterday. He said that's a valid 10-point question, what was asked in our game. Yeah. All of our questions, really, were not 10-point questions compared to that. And compared to that, I agree. If that's what the bar was, then I agree.
Anything else?
No, that was the main argument. My main one is they can't say the point value. You can't give direction. Even though they had discussed beforehand, before the round switch, that they could just go for 1. That part's not cheating. In the part where you are giving the category, that's when the question begins. There cannot be any talk.
It's the opposite, I think, is the argument to make. Not exactly that situation, but if they're in a situation where, let's say, 3 would have been for the win, or there would have been something where one's for the win and one's for the tie, let's say, because they're down 2, or they're down 1, but they want to go for the win instead of going for the tie or something like that. That if they decided, hey, let's just go for the tie and let's just go for 1, before the question's asked, they can discuss whatever they want to before the question is asked, before they switch out and actually do it. I mean, everybody has done that. But then if it's like they hear the category, oh, I know he's going to know this, go for 3. Then at that point, they've had a discussion about it, and then he yells a number out. We don't necessarily know what that discussion was because the discussion is, hey, what do you want to do? Yeah. Oh, I want to go for 1.
They're not exactly saying their strategy out loud.
Now, they may have stuck with the 1-point thing, but it could have potentially been different in a situation like, go for 3, go for the win or something like that.
And also picking any other choice than going for 1 point could have resulted in a different result for the match.
That is correct. But in all of these situations that have been controversial, the room itself has been split on how to decide which way to go. It has not been unanimous in the room. There have been people who are like, that's definitely cheating. There are people who are like, that's definitely not cheating. It was very intense discussion. You can go rewatch it, relive it. You were there, you know. So what did I do? I took both situations into account, and I turned it over to a neutral party. For God Save the King, it was you. I turned it over to you. I said, you're a neutral party in this. Help break the tie. Help break the discussion. What do you think, Tyler? Lead me in a direction of which way it could go, because I see both sides of the argument. I didn't rule with this is the way it's got to be 100%. It was very much a discussion. Yesterday, the chat, they had it in their hands. Do you believe if the chat had said that the challenge should be upheld and it should be awarded, you guys, it should be a point deducted from Team R&R, that I wouldn't have followed through with it?
I think he would have followed through with it, but I didn't agree with the punishment being they lost a point. I don't remember that ever being specified as a punishment.
So
my argument was
typically
just
whoever loses the challenge.
they were
the
given
point.
a category.
Mm-hmm.
They received advice that would have led them which way to pick that category. All right, that question's burned. Pick another number, and I just have to hope they get a wheel spin.
Okay, so you wanted to leave it up to, more of a game of chance, even though the question had not been burned in any way that would have been a competitive advantage for them.
The question may not have been burned, like you can't ever ask that question again, but he has to
the
choose
number
another
was
number
chosen, is what I'm
to
saying.
where,
I
okay,
get that.
Brown, go outside and choose another number.
I get that.
That's what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
Let's use the fantasy of the chat agrees with y'all, and I deduct a point from them. You guys are going into overtime, guaranteed, because they're not getting the RuPaul question at the end.
Yes.
So, I understand. I'll look at it a little bit more intently, but I still think it would have been fair if the chat had said, hey, acknowledge the challenge, accept it, and keep them with the same question. But, it's a very tricky sort of thing. You hope that you don't have these situations pop up. Unfortunately, yesterday we did have this situation pop up.
I take it I'm not a neutral party.
You are a neutral party.
So why didn't my vote count?
He voted my way.
Your vote did count, but EG passionately voted in as a neutral party who was not a part of the game, who did not have any sort of stock in this, saying very clearly, absolutely not, the challenge should not be upheld. It was two sides there.
So you got advice on who was cheating in the game from the known cheater in tag team triple threat trivia?
And let's not forget, and John, you can back me up here, when I was the one calling out EG for doing that cheating in that championship round, and I told Rocky and Laurel, I said, if y'all throw that challenge flag, it's pretty much a guarantee that this is going to be ruled against them because of the way it is cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we threw a challenge flag, too.
They threw a challenge flag on it.
Because it wasn't a gray area. It was very much they were supplying answers to one another post-question.
This is a gray area either.
Yeah.
This is a gray area. This is a very much...
Was it a gray area when I told Jeff to pass?
It was underhanded because you knew it was. I mean, you were whispering it to him. I mean, there was some... You were trying to get away with murder. I think Ryan Brown did it out of a little bit of incompetence to the rules.
What we did was
that
identical.
doesn't matter.
What we actually
did was identical. If you incompetently hit another driver when you're driving down the road later today, do you say, "Oops, I didn't know the rules of the road"?
We're not at that. We're not having the chat judge that, but you are judged by a jury of your peers in that situation.
But what Brown and I did was identical. Yeah. Intent aside.
Yeah, I'll take it into consideration.
Also, I think Brown acts a little dumber about the game than he actually is.
Yeah,
but. That's just my
1,000%.
personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion.
I think he was giving himself some plausible deniability.
It could be very much looked at as being a stain on the game, but I trust the words of Marietta Lunsford, and she very much was.
You don't want to hear my mom's explanation for why she voted no.
I heard it earlier today. It was amazing.
She does not agree with you, but she voted no.
She was very passionate about every way in which every challenge has been ruled, and I appreciate her being a loyal Meldonian. All right, are we ready to get into The Force Awakens?
Also, God Save the Queen was in favor of my mom, so
yes.
She
Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween H2O.
Yeah,
means a lot to me.
Also, I will say this, and this will be the last thing I'll say. I do believe when something happens, because this is now the third time something like this has happened, when it happens, a rule should be made immediately for it. Like in poker, when we've had something arise, we make a rule for it, and then, that rule could potentially be spun this way. Okay, we'll make an amendment to that rule instantly to where, and there may be another thing that could potentially happen in the future, but I will say...
You say in poker it's immediate, but there's a discussion.
No, I'm saying by the time that the next poker event happens, we have made a ruling on it. Yeah. So by the time the next trivia event happens, next Wednesday or whenever, that rule, I believe, should be definitively either it is illegal or they can be a part of the question. Yeah. And there is no gray area.
Yeah, I agree.
You ever see those television series where some horrible murder happens and then the detective gets yelled at by the family of how can you, not have cracked the case yet? I feel very much like the detective in that series right now. I'm not the one that's cheating.
The case was cracked, though.
I'm not the one that's cheating. Well,
in this case, the detective passed it off to the citizens.
That is true.
Well,
hey, go make a citizen's arrest. We got a murderer on the loose.
That's what happens in the judicial system with a jury.
No, the detective passed it to his partner. The partner said, I also think he's guilty. I still don't believe you. Let's go to the citizen.
At that point, both sides are presented and the audience makes a conclusion. If you want to yell at anybody, yell at the chat. They overwhelmingly sided against
y'all were
you.
wrong, and the wrong camera. Y'all were wrong, and y'all don't know what you're talking about.
I love y'all, chat. but y'all were wrong yesterday. It's okay though.
That's where we're at right now. We will continue to try to push forward, and if everyone would just stop trying to cheat, we would be good. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting blamed for all the murders in town.
Hey, you know what makes people not want to cheat? Punishment for the crime.
That's true.
I agree.
That's true.
Make a deterrent.
So far, there hasn't been there's been zero punishment for the crime, so I'm going to keep on cheating until
I'm gonna cheat the whole time next time. There's no penalty for it.
I will start having to become the long arm of the law here, and I will have to start hurting some folks with point deductions. But unfortunately, you guys have led me to this point.
I just hope
Jeff
one day,
in the chat, it says Tim is Judge Dredd.
I am the law.
You got to crack down.
Judge, jury, and executioner. That's what I got to be. I get accused of how dare you as host also be judge? And then I also get told, why aren't you judging hard enough? So, I think people play it both ways for sure. And I was keeping it open to a vote. And unfortunately, they didn't like the results of the vote. And they're taking that out on me. And I can't help that.
See, I'm personally fine with you being judged because you made the rules to the game.
It's true.
And also, if you're going to consult a neutral party, I just hope one day my neutral party vote actually matters because I'm 0 for so far.
It was 1-1. It was 1-1 yesterday. So that's where we've got that. All right. I think we're 16 minutes in. Let's play some Lego Star Wars. The Force Awakens today, as this is a chapter that leads us into Disney Star Wars, and we will soon be getting some sort of Rey movie, I believe. So this will become topical very soon yet again.
After the power died during the next round the other day. Sound's still not back, so I'm blasting the volume for you to hear through the microphone.
Sounds good.
Hopefully it works.
Wasn't that intense?
Assuming that's coming through loud because it's showing on the meter over here.
It's coming through my headphones just fine.
All this reminds me is they are showing A New Hope sometime very soon at the Legacy Arena with some sort of live orchestra, I believe. So that should be a very unique experience.
This will begin to make things right. General's been after this for a long time.
I don't even really remember the plot of Episode 7.
Okay.
So this is going to be wild.
Lightsabers is the plot.
Jeff says it's loud and clear.
If it's too loud, tell me and I'll turn it down.
It's definitely intense in
It's very
here.
loud in the room.
Ooh, Boomer just took a shot at you.
No
in the
comment,
chat,
Boomer.
Jim.
I'm sorry, Captain.
I'll let you respond to that.
Boomer says, question, how many people think Tim was impartial to his boss and think he's kissing up? Here's what I will say. Why do you think Reed has won twice now? I mean,
Exactly.
boom. The game is obviously rigged.
Oh, BB-8 can move. Who's this guy? I'm going to beat him up. Oh, that's
that's
John.
me. I just literally cut his body in half. Yikes.
By the way, Boomer, one question away from being world champion. Didn't happen. Successful pass there to end the game.
Yeah, he still says he let me have it.
I don't believe that one bit.
Yeah, not many people who shave points just outright say it.
You know, I've come down to the last question like 4 times and lost. I clearly let all those people have it. I like spreading the love.
Yeah.
It's no fun if one person's champion every time. I could actually see Hux doing that. Why is Finn always eating cake?
Got it all over his helmet. He somehow got it up, like on the top of his helmet.
I can't finish, Charles. I have to give wins to other people. I'm a benevolent champ.
Where do you come from? Tito, he was wanting you for parts. You can stay with me for the night, but after that you're on your own.
Have you guys played anything yet? Oh, y'all did. Y'all, it was a brief scene.
Like,
Ran from the stormtroopers in that
minutes.
opening scene.
Who's BB-8?
I am.
I feel like that's the better character here.
I can ride him.
Rolling for secrets.
Oh, the T-70 X-Wing has a max speed of 1,100 kilometers per hour. Did you know that, Tim?
I know it now.
In the morning you go.
May store that one as a trivia question at some point.
I'll still
Just
miss
make sure
it.
you ask Ryan Brown.
I will.
Oh, was that the one from Superman?
I wanted Brown to get some Marvel comic book questions so bad.
Ush got saddled with all the comic book questions yesterday. Wasn't able to connect.
He did get a Star Wars question, though.
Found out yesterday Brown has never seen Star Wars.
Not
That's not a
Totally
surprise at all.
It's not a surprise, but I didn't know.
He's also
like-
never seen RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's
what's
less of
wrong
a
with him?
surprise.
187. When you're done with this rugged hanger from there. Who's it? They're trying to get away.
Oh, the door closed.
Not die. Good Lord. Oh, I have a gun. That would have been a lot better than punching. Hold on. I'm inverted.
Yeah, I am. I'm too. Or I'm not inverted, rather. And I need to be.
You know, I'm thinking now, both TNR teams won with the audience's help.
That is
Yes.
correct.
God, it just sunk in.
All right.
Maybe we should pre-record the matches with no chat.
No.
No,
No.
you still like the chat enough to have them be live there.
Well, I mean, I think they were wrong yesterday. That doesn't mean they're forbidden from watching trivia live.
If you've seen our Thanksgiving food discussions, they're typically wrong. But I don't say turn it off. Because one of these days I'll get an audience help question and I'll need it.
I'm trying to remember what did Scott Forrester get with the Grease question?
It was Rydell and they said Tyrell. I think.
Tyrell High,
Yeah,
and he said that sounds right.
Which it does sound
It does
right.
sound right.
and apparently they had typed in the correct answer, but
Autocorrected.
autocorrect.
Oh.
Because like right after they said the right one, but I'd already read it off.
So we've talked about Team R&R a lot. How do y'all feel like Team Pennant Grace played yesterday, one man down?
I didn't think Ush played that bad, but he was in a tough spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, which option would you have voted for? Option 1 or 2? Of he gets deducted from the get, but he gets to play the whole time, or he has to sit out rounds, but his point total is frozen, basically.
I would have taken the option that was chosen.
Okay. Do you feel like they're
Because-
both fair?
I feel like the option that was chosen was more fair because he hasn't done anything to lose points necessarily.
Yeah.
That the way tag works is it's not about you. It's about you part of the time and your teammate part of the time and then you all together part of the time.
Right.
To where EG not being there is basically forfeiting her spot. Now, that also means no points are lost.
Well, that's how I came up with the -4, right? Because it's a
But-
guaranteed 2 rounds where you will not be having a swap out. And that's 2 rounds where, with another partner, they could send it over there to try to hurt them. But in the same sense, they do get to collaborate. So I don't know.
But by the same token, you could, while it's just sitting out, just absolutely run away with it if you're the other team also.
Correct.
So,
See, my reasoning for picking the option that was chosen,
which was the right one,
was that if he was in for more rounds, he would have more opportunities to pass questions off.
That is correct.
But in hindsight, you think, oh, maybe he would have passed more to team R&R. So,
but like imagine with our team, we got a lot of U.S. presidents questions. Imagine if I was forced to play all of those. I would have missed every single one of them probably. But like me not being there would have potentially been a benefit because I wouldn't have missed them. So it could go both ways.
I feel like Pavlik made the decision for both teams because nobody else really wanted to make a decision on it, on how Ush would be.
Because Brown doesn't understand the
well,
rules.
we were still discussing, and Brown's still going, what are we doing? Have we started yet?
While trying to walk out the door?
Yeah, I got a tea time. So we just kind of had to just grip it and rip it. Just make a decision.
Get it? It's like golf. All right.
John, this isn't a question that is meant to provoke.
Oh, God.
It's not. It's not.
I'm already provoked.
I
just by
love
you
when
saying
Tim
that.
starts
It's
off
a
a question. With
legitimate
that.
question. Both underdog teams won both weeks. How can you explain that from a outsider's perspective of how the heck that happens?
For Lance and Jim, the wheel. For Reed and Brown, EG wasn't there, and they cheated.
It is
That's
amazing.
a very simple explanation that could have more in-depth commentary behind it.
It is amazing that EG leaves the room and the cheating volume goes potentially up.
Actually, it didn't move anywhere. It stayed exactly the same.
Well, EG came and they cheated.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
You got a
There
good
was no
point
cheating
there,
until
John.
EG showed up.
And EG very much said it was not cheating. Like, she was very much in the
When it
camp of...
very much
Yeah,
was.
now,
'Cause
I
as
think it was a
with
bit
me,
silly for her to even get a vote there. Because
she was part of the discussion. She came up to the microphone and was very passionate.
Yeah, but she's also a known cheater in Triple Threat Trivia, so who is she? Is she an expert on fairness now?
And I'm
No.
absolutely willing to accept.
So is John. I mean, you just made the same.
Well, no, but I'm
same
actually
argument.
absolutely willing to accept that it was cheating for me and for her and for Brown.
Okay.
Because if you say it's cheating for us, it's cheating for them. Because it's the same. Especially for me, it's literally the exact same thing.
Once again, no points were deducted.
Because nobody challenged it. If
Yeah,
somebody had
nobody challenged it.
I think if somebody had challenged me on it, now we were so far behind it didn't really matter. But if somebody had challenged me on it, I think you would have taken the points.
Potentially. I don't know.
So I
Can't
think
tell you in
should
the
take
moment
points
what
for
would have
them.
happened.
And I think the
Yeah,
rule should be, and it's not my choice, but I think the rule should be, moving forward, it is
Yeah.
100% cheating in all three regards. And it's a rule. People know that. You explain it before you go in, so if they do it, there's nobody to blame but themselves, including Brown, whether he pays attention or not.
And then it's got to be enforced with strength.
That does.
Okay.
Maybe if I assembled something, I could get to that scrap.
I would just like all rules that are in existence to be enforced, because if we're not going to, then
What
there's
about
no
the
point in having
rule
it.
of no electronic devices throughout the course of a game? Do you like that one being enforced?
That's fine. I do think
It's
you get a
enforced on
bit
me.
silly with it sometimes
Yeah, I
when
mean,
there's
you-
not
you-
a question
You
being
don't like
asked.
you like the rules that, maybe give you a competitive advantage, but not the ones that
How in any way is me checking the score a competitive advantage? I should know the score anyway.
I give the score multiple times throughout the game. I've never denied the score from anyone who's ever asked for it. You don't have to pull out your phone to know the score, Tyler.
It's a lot easier to just look at the screen.
To be fair, you're blocking most
and
of
in
the screen.
tag team, you are blocking that monitor.
Once again, verbally, I will give you the score at any point. But I don't believe being in the chat is checking the score.
I pulled my phone out 3 times when we played, and I asked every time, I cannot answer this question, correct? You said yes, and I pulled out just to make sure everything was okay with the stream.
I was also in the lobby when I had my phone out yesterday.
Oh, I pulled my phone out of the lobby because I can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I think depending on who you ask, depends on what rules are important and what rules are not. And we will get there. We will figure it out. But if people want a reaction show to the past 2 weeks of Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia, they're surely getting it. We're fleshing it all out right now.
To flesh out the rules while we're at it.
Who do you think is the stronger team, Tyler? Do you think it is
Lance and Jim.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me.
Jim and Lance or Reed and Ryan?
Lance and Jim.
Who do you think, singles-wise, would be the best competitor out of the four?
Brown when he pays attention.
We haven't seen that, though.
True.
Brown's been great every time he's played trivia, right?
When you just ask him a question, yes. When it's literally just, here's the question.
Yeah.
What's the only state with a single syllable? Maine. Good. Okay, good. You did good. When it comes to the rules and everything outside of that, he's ready to leave. Did I do what I was supposed to do?
I think it maybe goes back to Brown's frustration with the education system and going through it. Because I don't think he was too big on school, which has a lot of structure. I think that's his way of really.
Brown versus the Board of Education.
Yeah, there you go. That's a top 10 Tyler funny. Good job. Hey, Tyler, we saw The Substance last night.
Yes, we did.
This is how would you describe this movie? Because I call it Ozempic
Disgusting.
the movie. Ozempic the movie, basically.
Yeah, it's Ozempic the movie, and very Cronenberg-esque. So if you like a lot of the really grotesque-looking visual effects, seeing how far the body can transform, this is the movie for you. If
tell
that
you.
sounds like it would make you a little squeamish, skip this one, because I knew what to expect, and I was still squirming around for the entire movie.
I think, and I said this to you after the movie, I said this movie's at its best when it's delivering really biting social commentary,
Yes.
and it's at its worst when it goes over the top of how do we just absolutely make the audience squirm in their seat.
Oh, yes.
But if you're that type of person who loves to go to the movies and be very uncomfortable, I don't know of a more uncomfortable movie I will see this year than The Substance.
I don't think there can be. How do you get more uncomfortable than this, Tim?
It's pretty uncomfortable. So, yeah. John, you will not be checking out The Substance.
I was not going to check it out anyway. Definitely not now.
I still don't know who that movie's going to appeal to. Like, I think it appeals to the Oscar bait crowd to some degree, but the body horror just goes so far, and I think it waters down sort of the themes of the movie, and it's also just a real tough watch.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a good date night movie. It's not a good relax movie. And even if you're looking for a movie about women aging and just what that means for them in society, the pressures to stay young, etc., you're not going to like the body horror elements of it. It does such a better job with just it being a drama. And then they've ruined it. It was the body horror trap for me this year.
I hear you.
Are you guys seeing anything else this weekend?
I am seeing Superman.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yes. Very excited about that one. It's one of my most anticipated. The Substance was also one of my most anticipated for the remainder of the year. And I'm going to be seeing a lot of my most anticipated here very soon. I will say there's one movie that's being re-released in the theaters I wish I could make time for, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it. But I can't work it into my schedule based on the showtimes.
What is it?
Whiplash.
Ah, that's a good re-release.
Whiplash is being
Yeah,
re-released
10th
for its
anniversary.
10th anniversary, and there are a number of showings. I don't know how I'm going to make it work. There's a chance that I have to Monday night I may have to take a little bit of a penalty on Monday night to be able to see Whiplash.
I'm gonna have to carve out some time to go see it because that would be one I want to hear with a like theater sound system
Yes,
and on a big screen.
100,000,000%.
How on earth am I supposed to get up?
Such a good movie.
So good.
I watched it not too long ago, and it still held up so well.
I watched it for the first time maybe 8 or 9 months ago. It was around this time last year because
so good.
Rockstar recommended it to me.
So good. I wish it had been in the bucket. Damien Chazelle, are you buying or selling stock on him, John Lunsford?
Selling.
You've already sold all your stock?
I wouldn't say I've sold it all, but I sold off a little bit. Because Whiplash is really good. Obviously, La La Land's very good. First Man was just kind of and then Babylon was horrendous.
It hasn't been trending in the right direction. Babylon was a huge misfire. First Man was very mediocre. But when you out of the gate have Whiplash and La La Land, I mean, it's really, you're on a rocket ship at that point. And maybe he's been humbled to the point where it's not necessarily an ego thing, but it's I've got to have a surefire hit. And I'm telling you, his next movie is probably going to be fantastic.
It better be.
In Hollywood, you're really only as good as your last hit.
You saw another trailer for Megalopolis
Yeah.
last night. Are you
Megaflopolis is what they're going to call it. Go ahead and be prepared. They're going to call it Megaflopolis. I promise you. Go ahead.
All right. Well, you kind of answered my question there. My question was going to be, are you any more excited for this movie than you used to be?
Yeah, no, that doesn't answer that question. I'm just telling you it's going to flop.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's not going to make its budget back. But
I agree with that. 1,000%.
But am I looking any more forward to it? Absolutely not.
Okay.
I think it's going to be pretentious and
I gotta have
really
BB-8 up
bad.
there.
See, I think it's going to look great, and there's going to be just some amazing...
I don't think the trailers look great.
Oh, I do. I love the color palette, and I love some of the
love
shots
it.
in there.
Tyler, I
But-
gotta have you up here.
I'm worried that the plot is going to be a bit
10 minutes
messy.
later. Tyler, can you please grab your lobster and come up here, please?
How do I get up there?
Jump right there.
Jump right where?
And there's a
Oh.
bat right there.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you. There you go.
I didn't see that.
All right, you gotta take the ladder down for me.
I'm going to use this.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff says I've renamed the Giant and the Peach to the Giant and the Cheater.
I feel like the giant and the cheat would be better.
The Giant and the Cheat, yeah. I fell.
EG's very competitive. She's not here to speak for herself. So, I would like her to be able to defend her reputation there a little bit of being so competitive to the point where she just clearly lies about the cheating. John's like, hey, at least I admit I do it. He thinks that is some sort of like,
Well, I mean,
I was the first one.
At least
You
that
told me
strategy.
it was cheating, so I said, okay, I'm cheating.
At least that strategy avoids a 15-minute argument on whether or not you can buy Mexican restaurant tortilla chips in a gas station.
I agree with you. That is 15 minutes we will never get back.
You're right.
I hope when we get up,
And I didn't argue my cheating in trivia either. You said, John, that's cheating, stop. And I was like, okay.
I hope when we get into that, and I didn't deduct any points, I hope when we get there and we see our highlight reel of life that it's not 15 minutes of EG complaining about not being able to choose every Mexican restaurant chip of all time.
If that's
How
a
did I
highlight
get
of my
up
life,
there?
then I had a really crappy life.
Yeah.
You come here. Come to me. You gotta jump right here.
Oh.
You gotta collect those little pieces.
Oh. All right, we got 3 left. Alrighty. I haven't found any secrets yet. Do you have a secret? Nope.
They see me rolling. They hating. BB-8 trying to catch me riding Sandy. See, that's another Grease reference. No, that's bad.
What is this?
Oh.
I know. Woof.
Oof.
That's what the substance has done to me.
Man, how that movie isn't NC-17.
I'm with you.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
I mean,
If you like extreme film, The Substance is definitely one that the internet is going to catch on to in a couple of weeks, a couple of months maybe. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, you haven't seen Saltburn, but like Saltburn was a movie that was made for people to find at home and be like, oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
They're not the same, but what's more messed up, Saltburn or The Substance?
The Substance. The Substance is more, well, okay.
I don't
mean,
think
it may
I've
be
been.
more
I don't think I've
gross, but,
squirmed
like-
around watching a movie like that since like Martyrs.
Let me say this, John. It depends on what affects you more.
See, nothing in Saltburn affects me, but that would probably affect a lot of people.
It's what you
There's one scene that kind of affects
what
me.
you feel or what you see. Because if it's what you feel, Saltburn's the answer. If it's what you see, The Substance is the answer. And for you, it's always been what you see, right?
Yes.
So The Substance would be the answer for you. But for somebody else, if it's like, all they care about is humanity and all that stuff, both are going to affect them negatively, but Saltburn may affect them more. So it's
Jeff says he hears there's a cat fight scene in The Substance that's enough to keep him away.
we will keep it at that, but Jeff, you're on the right track.
Yar. Oh, this movie got an R the same way Beetlejuice, the original, gets a PG. You go back and watch it and you think, how did this joke get by these censors? How did this whole scene make it uncut?
Well, hey, let's not forget, when Beetlejuice came out, there was PG-13 when Beetlejuice came out.
That would have been after Gremlins.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
88.
So we got PG. Beetlejuice is PG.
it is just PG. I watched it Monday night.
I still don't know how Vegas Vacation got PG. I'm being completely honest.
They were a half portion each.
I mean, I don't think there were any.
Simon Pegg playing that character in the movie?
Yep.
What character?
That
This
character.
guy.
Ah. I don't think there were. I don't think there were any F-bombs in Vegas Vacation.
There were no F-bombs.
No,
Beetlejuice-
but
There's no
Beetlejuice-
F-bombs in Beetlejuice. is there?
Oh,
Yeah.
I watched it Monday. He absolutely does. Nice model. Honk honk. If you remember that scene. He knocks over the little tree.
he said it twice in the new one, but they bleeped one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't know how it got PG. That is a shock.
And the jokes. I feel like even just some of Beetlejuice's jokes would get easily PG-13 now. For suggestive content.
I actually thought Beetlejuice, the sequel, was pretty rough for a PG-13 movie. I mean, we talked about
I
this.
agree with that
I think
too.
it's one of the roughest PG-13 movies I've ever seen. In terms of what you see. It's a lot of the gags, a lot of the crude humor.
Oh, I was attacking you. My bad.
Nothing new. We've watched Lego Star Wars a little bit here now. Nothing new. A lot of friendly fire.
Sometimes BB-8 just starts seeing red.
Can you ride that thing, John? Looks like you should be able to.
Yeah.
Move. Go faster.
Shooting and nothing's happening. All right. Where are we going? Oh, Finn. Poor Finn's just sitting on the ground crying.
Jacket, this droid says you stole it.
It belonged to Poe Dameron. He was captured. First order. We helped them escape, but our ship crashed.
So you're with the
Yeah, Boomer. There was smoking in Beetlejuice. Juno, the caseworker. She always had a cigarette in her hand. Not saying that makes it deserve an R. I think a lot of the other stuff would bump it up to PG-13.
Watch out! So much for outrunning them.
Another quad jumper.
Another quad
Las
jumper.
Vegas vacation. Gotcha, Boom.
I have an idea.
Yeah, there wasn't any smoking in that.
Yeah, there was.
Vegas Vacation?
Yes,
Oh.
absolutely.
They're in the
Boomer says there
casino.
wasn't.
Everybody smokes in the casino.
Plus the Uncle Eddie's daughter smokes in that movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. Just found out that can't go in the water.
Yeah, I tried to go in it too.
Yeah, Finn cannot swim.
Instantly cut me in half and killed me. I need a lightsaber. I'm tired of all this blocking. What am I supposed to do here?
Oh.
Oh, that.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, switch to.
Yeah, I already took it.
Is this a cutscene? Okay.
I was jumping, so I don't know.
What is the best scene from Force Awakens?
What about that shit?
That one's garbage. Garbage will do.
I like Finn and Kylo fighting in the snow.
I agree. I guess you could also say Rey in that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But yeah.
I just like Finn. I feel like I'm one of the few people, but
Even John Boyega doesn't like Finn.
I know.
He'll come back around, right?
He has to. He's not doing anything else.
Yeah.
Like, anybody that wants to talk trash about Star Wars, Marvel, like, whether you like it or not, if you're in those movies, those are the properties of all properties to be in. You don't want to piss Disney off.
Same thing with House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
and, you know,
Kit Harington needs to shut up. He's ruining Game of Thrones and Marvel.
Yeah, that's true.
Spuff, that's a good answer. I actually do remember that scene. So
I'll tell you one person who doesn't remember it. Chewie, we're home.
That was a good callback.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. So you just said that. What am I doing? I'm driving.
I'm shooting.
So, Tyler, can I make a observation here that's a little bit private?
Sure.
Thank you. Here we go. Yesterday at the movie, we're in there for the substance.
Yeah.
The lights dim, Nicole Kidman's voice fades. The movie's getting started, and Tyler gets up and walks out. And I'm like, he's already walking out? It's like, what is going on here? And then the Family Guy bit happens where there's like 10 production companies that are working on it. And I literally am thinking about the Family Guy bit in my head, cursing John, going like, dang. I fall for it every time. I'm like, okay, this is going to be in the movie. Oh, man, it's just one of those things. Okay, this is a really interesting way to start. I'm literally doing the thing while also knowing that the thing is, it basically points out that Peter's an idiot. Anyway, and then Tyler walked back in before the movie actually started. He went through all these different production companies.
You've seen how many movies Tyler's gone to this year.
I was judging Tyler very harshly for being like, we just sat through all this garbage and you're going to get up right when the movie starts?
Let me tell you why I got
Please
up.
do.
So I walked in. I got my pizza.
Yeah.
I'm eating the pizza during the trailers.
Yeah?
I finished said pizza. I don't want to just sit it next to me and have it sitting there for 2 hours. So
Why not?
I got up and went to the trash can, put it in, walked back to my seat.
You were back quick enough.
Did y'all go to the Savior or the Summit?
We were at the
Summit.
See, if I have an aisle seat, I don't know if I have an aisle seat. There's like a perfect place to just set all that stuff, right to the side.
He didn't. Yeah.
I don't like doing that.
He didn't like to do it.
I mean, I throw it away at the end. I don't leave it, but
Because inevitably what
He
happens
wanted closure on the pizza process.
Is I take off my hoodie because it gets a little warm. Sometimes they're not running the AC all that well. And then I set it to the side, and it gets grease on it. From like the pizza box or somebody putting popcorn somewhere.
greasy pizza.
You're just being a kind soul by doing it this way as well.
Yeah.
I always throw away my trash.
Yeah, if you don't
Always
throw
throw
away
it
your
away,
trash
but not
at the
till the end.
movies, just do better.
My
You're an animal if you
My
do that.
least favorite Jerry Seinfeld bit ever was him talking about how, he's reminded on the movie screen to please throw away your trash. And he's like, I'm going to leave it right here. I paid for the privilege to be able to just drop it right here where, if I want to drop a full Coke, I'll do it. I was like,
I always throw my trash away, but I
what
just
kind
don't
of
do it till the end.
This is awful. This is why the turnaround in that business is so intense. But anyway.
Yeah, because people just seem to lose their humanity at movie
That
theaters.
is correct. We had a good crowd last night. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, there was a couple next to me making some remarks, and normally I hate that, but these were funny. These were funny.
They
were-
earned the right to interrupt you.
Yeah, there was one that actually made me laugh out loud. I don't know if you heard me laughing during the movie, but I'll tell you what the remark was after we wrap up.
I'll tell you, there were some people in there very pumped up. I had to do a double take to make sure it wasn't Laurel. Very pumped up
Oh yeah,
for Terrifier 3 when the preview came on for that.
God,
I mean, I'm talking about
definitely
like
not going to see it now.
Like clapping
clapping,
and cheering.
arms in the air, like screaming. Like, I was like, is that Pavlik? Is that Laurel? But Terrifier 3 will be an interesting film to monitor.
I ain't monitoring anything with it.
Does everyone here think Joker is going to be the highest grossing movie of October?
I mean, what else comes out in
The
October?
only thing that would even come close, I think, is Venom, and it's not going to come close.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Joker.
And I guess I mean after their run is over. I don't mean just within the month, because obviously that wouldn't be fair, because Joker starts at the beginning of the month and everything comes out. I'm talking about movies that are released in October. Is there anything that will pass it in box office? Even though it's not tracking extremely well right now.
No.
I mean, there's nothing.
I mean,
else
compared
really
to Joker
big.
1, yeah, but compared to Smile 2, Terrifier, Saturday Night, even financially, probably not going to crush
Is there
it.
a movie that will be more profitable than Terrifier 3?
Probably not.
What's the budget on that?
I'm assuming Saturday Night isn't a cheap movie, not that it's an expensive movie,
Yeah.
but I guess it would have technically count as a September movie. I mean, it's not coming out here until October, but
I would say it's an October movie. I think you always take the wide release date.
But-
The wide release date is October 11th, I think.
I would assume that movie
yes.
still costs.
Still, it comes out the same day as Terrifier 3.
Yeah, I would assume that movie costs $20 million to make. I mean, I don't know, but Terrifier costs what, $1 million, $2 million?
Didn't the first one only cost like 30 grand or something?
Yeah.
Jeff is in the chat saying, Tim, trivia. Demi was in a movie many years ago with a leading man. That man had a fight very similar to her cat fight in the substance. Can you name the leading man or
Patrick
the movie?
Swayze. And
What movie?
Roadhouse. I don't know.
That
I
would
don't
Just
be
all I
a
heard
good
is
guess.
a man she was in a movie with who was in a fight. Just that. Roadhouse would be it, but
I mean, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I'm not really. I don't have too many Demi Moore movies I've seen in my life.
I don't know. Did Bruce
trying to think
Willis
of any.
have a
I've never seen
fight like
Ghost.
we saw last night?
I've never even seen Ghost.
No, I mean, maybe Bruce Willis in the movie.
It's a pretty brutal fight in Pulp Fiction.
What
but
was the one
it wasn't,
where
it wasn't like The Substance.
They had like avatars that
Surrogates.
Maybe it was Bruce Willis in Surrogates.
I didn't hate Surrogates.
I did.
I feel like everybody did.
I did hate Surrogates.
You're not the only one, but I didn't hate it.
Last night,
Oh,
The idea of it's cool.
well, oh no, my bad. That was Boomer answering the question. I'm sorry.
there are moments last night where I felt like I was watching a Black Mirror episode.
Black Mirror
Yeah.
season 7 announced today.
Really?
Yeah. They went through the whole cast list. It's actually got a lot of people in it. It's gonna be like a full series. It's not gonna be just 3 episodes or whatever.
Is Black Mirror good again?
Not yet.
There are good moments in the one with Aaron Paul and Trap.
Josh Hartnett.
Holy crap, Josh Hartnett was really good this past time.
Okay.
Kate Morrow's in it too.
Here's the problem with Black Mirror, and John, tell me I'm wrong. The problem with Black Mirror is it used to be they didn't miss, and now they've started missing.
It's not that they didn't miss; they hit grand slams every time.
Yes.
To where literally anything but a grand slam is disappointment.
That's sort of what that means. I mean, in terms of can't miss,
They're batting 1,000.
Like,
the biggest
they're
names
just
they
on fire.
pulled. There's a teaser that runs through every cast list really, really fast, so you have to try to stop it. But the ones that stood out, just this first tweet I saw: Issa Rae, Awkwafina, Emma Corrin, Kristen Milotti, Paul Giamatti, Peter Capaldi, Chris O'Dowd, Rashida Jones, Billy Magnuson, Tracy Ellis Ross
Wow.
are the leading people in the episodes.
John, forget the substance.
Awkwafina, I can take her lead, but the rest of it seems pretty good.
Forget the substance. You want to start looking more youthful in your life? Go to visit our friends at Way to Wellness.
They won't give you substance like that because I don't know what happened in the movie, but it probably wasn't good. But everything that happens at Way to Wellness is good. You can go to aplanforme.com and learn more about our friends at Way to Wellness. Tim has a plan that works for him that doesn't involve a substance. I have a plan that works for me that doesn't involve a substance. So does Jim. So does my dad. Go to aplanforme.com. Get a plan that works for you, nice and healthy at Way to Wellness.
From Millennium Falcon to what you're going to snack and Way to Wellness.
What?
Huh?
Snack on.
Yikes.
Millennium Falcon.
Ooh.
And then what you would snack on. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to the chat.
Apologizing to everyone.
Wait, did they go to
But
Coruscant?
yeah, you want the chat to apologize to you. What a double standard.
Did they go to
No,
Coruscant?
I said I want you to apologize to the chat.
Oh, okay.
Did they go to Coruscant in episode 7?
I'm thinking, yeah, what are y'all doing right now?
Oh.
It just took us to Coruscant.
I just saw a portal, so I
Because they
went
escaped in the Millennium Falcon, then they went on that ship where they met Han and Chewie. And then they went straight to
there. It says we need to go to Dakar.
They went to go meet up
where
with
the bar is.
Maz Kanata or whatever.
Yeah. I don't remember that planet. Maybe that's this. But
Well, I have a feeling you'll be meeting Maz Kanata very soon, which was a very underutilized character within the new Star Wars trilogy.
I agree.
Lupita Nyong'o voicing that role.
Oh, Jeff has
She
an
also do
answer
motion
for
capture?
the trivia. He says
Oh,
they
okay.
starred in
I don't know
G.I.
if she
Jane
did.
together. Does Viggo Mortensen ring a bell?
Viggo Mortensen, ring a bell.
Lord of the Rings.
So it would not be not in a violent nature.
Please never talk about that
Sorry.
movie again.
No, there's a movie that Viggo Mortensen was in it was History of Violence.
Oh.
She did a motion capture for it. She said the whole reason she took the role is because she wanted to be like Andy Serkis playing Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
And then Andy Serkis ended up in the sequel.
Right.
Viggo Mortensen was a Russian mobster in this movie. Gosh. Jeff,
Outside Lord of the Rings and Green Book, I don't know if I can. Oh, there's a horse movie he was in. Outside of that, I don't think I can think of any movies he's been in.
You're really Demi Moore and Viggo Mortensen. I can't say are. I'm fully aware of their filmographies. Russian mobster.
History of Violence. Is that what you're saying?
History of Violence is.
Is that what you're saying instead of In a Violent Nature?
Yeah.
You said
I said in a violent nature, and I should have been saying A History of Violence.
Yeah, I didn't know if you corrected it or not.
Yeah. I eventually got there.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm a Han Solo fan. I much prefer older Han Solo in the trilogy than young Han Solo in the movie Solo. I think it's just a Harrison Ford bias.
I don't think really anybody's going to disagree with you on that.
Some people may.
If you wanted to argue like Donald Glover versus like
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams, sure, but like
Donald Glover says that his next Lando project is going to be a lot of fun.
I would love to see him play Lando again.
Hidalgo or something is what Smuff says.
I want to know more about Hidalgo. Is that the horse movie?
I don't
It was
remember.
after, yeah, it was right after Lord of the Rings. It was right after Return of the King. I actually saw that.
Jeff, I think you can give us the answer on the Vigo thing because I don't know.
Yeah,
Viggo
I've got
Mortensen
no
and
idea.
Omar Sharif.
Man.
The doors are in auto lockdown till we get rid of this.
Eastern Promises.
Pretty sure I left
Yeah, Demi Moore wasn't in that. It says he's something Russian. "28 Days." Isn't that a zombie? That's 28 Days Later. Never mind.
I don't know.
It was Eastern Promises. Okay. What's happening right now?
I don't know. We're doing some anti-Rathgar, Rathtar.
I do want to see more about these monsters because, like, we just kind of saw them escape, and that was it. I feel like.
I feel like that's most of the monsters in Star Wars. You just see them for a quick second. They're the biggest threat in the world, and then they don't exist anymore. Jeff says the movie was Eastern Promises. I award you no points.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
At no point did you even come close to resembling
Eastern
anything
Promises, I
like
vaguely
actual
remember
thought.
that movie. I don't think I saw it, but I vaguely remember it.
I've never seen it, never heard about it.
That Billy Madison quote, one of the greatest quotes in movie history.
Oh, it's such a good one.
Where are you?
I don't know.
Why am I in this room with Chewie just chilling?
What am I supposed to be doing?
We'll be Chewie now. Take this thing head on. It's like when Johnny Depp went into the Kraken's mouth in Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp, who was the world's sexiest man alive twice.
That is correct. You didn't fall into the Tom Cruise trap on that question, which I think a lot of people would immediately rattle him off in their list.
Oh, I found the stuff. Get the crate to Han. How do I do that? Well, that's
I don't know where you are. I can't escape this room. Oh, is there a conveyor belt you can put it on?
Oh, well, how do I put it on there?
I don't know. Pick it up.
Well,
Yeah, because it's got to get to me. I'm on the other side.
How do I pick it up? Is this it?
Drag it.
Oh, it's over here.
Yeah, drag it.
I thought the purple stuff was what I needed.
Let's set it up on that conveyor. Thanks.
Sending something up to you. Use it to smooth that raft off.
Well, all right then.
Your wife cannot see Viggo as the king, but he is the king. And will always be the king.
We're headed to the pub. Find a way to meet us there.
You don't know where we are.
That's the scary.
I'm pressing this.
What do they look like?
Find a way off the Aravana.
If you're traveling through the galaxy, would you rather have a droid or a Wookiee
Oh,
joining
Wookiee.
you? Wookiee?
Yeah.
I'd honestly rather have a droid.
Let's debate that when we get back on the Falcon.
John,
A Wookiee.
don't you feel like the smell would be unbearable?
It'd be like having a dog,
Yeah.
but
Just 20 times the size.
But a dog I could like, play games with, like, play that chess game that's on the Millennium Falcon with.
Yeah.
And a dog that can fight, although I am kicking ass right now, is BB-8. And
But how
I feel
many
like
times?
Wookiees are pretty smart too.
I get that, but how many times is the Wookiee captured and R2-D2 is like solving problems? A lot. R2-D2 is the reason everyone succeeds at their mission.
Well, who
To be
says
fair-
you even have a mission? Why can't we just be chilling?
But to be fair, the droids were also captured.
You're the one looking for secrets.
I mean, sure, but I don't have to if I got a pet Wookiee.
But the droids were captured.
I get that, but C-3PO was looked at as a god.
But was he?
He was looked at that way.
How do I? Oh, you're in it. No, okay. You're firing at me. Turn around.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to destroy that thing right there, right there.
Alright, I think I destroyed everything.
All right. I don't know what's supposed to be happening right now.
Oh. I don't know what I'm doing. I pressed a button.
Thank you. I was so lost.
Now we need to get BB-8 up there. Gotta be some secrets back here. What's this?
Oh, that sounded like a Tim Grow.
Oh. Are you in awe?
I just thought it was funny.
Thank you. I aim to entertain. Tip of the cap to you, good sir.
Alrighty. What we got in here? Oh, this is open now. I'd have to switch to Ray for that.
So which of the 3 trilogies has been the most fun to play so far?
Prequels, I guess.
Episode 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Y'all don't get too excited.
I can't even figure out how to get up there.
It says you gotta have something in the middle there.
Oh, well.
All right. Boomer. Kelly McGillis and Timothy Hutton find romance after death through reincarnation. Name the movie.
Oh, I see what I was supposed to do.
I don't know. It's the movie called After Death. Or Till Death Do Us Part, something like that. Feels like that's right.
As long as it's not After Earth. That movie was awful.
It's not After Earth.
Did you ever see After Earth?
I skipped it.
Oh, That was the right decision.
Thank you. There's some movies that I'm very wrong about that I'll go see and be like, man, I misjudged that. But when I make the decision to not see something, typically, it's an absolute stinkfest. Now, Speak No Evil is a little bit more of a personal vendetta that I have against that movie, more than it's like just absolute trash heap garbage.
Are you going to go see it this weekend?
Really don't want to. I've been told it's good.
I mean, I think you need to go see it. I mean, there's no way you'll think it's worse than The Strangers Chapter 1 or In a Violent Nature.
Strangers Chapter 1 is still my least favorite movie of the year so far. And Chapter 2, is it coming out?
I have not heard anything about that.
That's very telling.
That might go the way of Horizon, Chapter 2 through 4.
It may. Which, by the way, got a, 3-minute standing ovation at Cannes. I would rather get a 0-minute standing ovation. 3 minutes is like...
3 minutes is everybody looking around like, you ready to stop?
Yeah.
You ready to stop? Is this enough?
Imagine if you're Kevin Costner, you've poured your whole income and life into this, and the clapping stops after 3 minutes. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's got to be at least 11 minutes in order to be looked at favorably.
Yeah, anything under 10 means it's a garbage movie. Which sounds weird because when you go to the theater, you typically don't see any standing ovations, much less a 10-minute one. But the festival crowds are they like to pride themselves on the standing ovations and use it as a selling point. So 3 minutes just means everybody you paid to be there stayed for the required amount of time.
Well, if y'all ever do a movie, I will stay for at least 4.
Thank you.
Yeah, just please, longer standing
or 0.
Kevin
It's only
Costner.
4 or 0. I won't drag it out and do like the 3. It's like, I mean, I'll give it to you, I guess.
Well, why can't I shoot? Okay.
I don't know, Boomer.
Made in Heaven. That's not, I don't know. I just typed Kelly McGillis. That was the first movie that came up. Where?
By activating the 2-door switch.
They're like way up there.
Go in. How do I get up there? Do I need to switch to somebody younger?
Harrison Ford doesn't have the ups anymore.
Yeah, you can't. You can't get up there.
Gotta be something we're missing.
All right, quit sneaking around, please. You already know we're here. Finn, can you do anything to get up there? Nope.
Man, I found 2 of those things.
There's a thing over here that BB-8 can control.
Where are you?
Right here. I'm Ray.
Oh, okay. It went away.
All right. Well,
Never
there was a
mind.
grapple option. Do you have to grapple up there?
Oh, it's back.
Ow. Well, let's see where I go.
There you go.
Ah, there we go. That's one.
It just blows out because there's no force field.
Yeah, Boomer, I agree with you. It's not like they're giving an encore. Like, the lights are just going to come back on even if you clap for, like, 2 minutes or 10 minutes.
It's a European thing.
Those darn Europeans.
I mean, I could see, like, a reason doing it if you're, like,
well, they're doing
at
it
a
with
play.
those. They're doing it with those people in the room, so it is very much like a play.
Oh, okay. All right,
Like
fair
the
enough.
stars or the directors, they're all in the room, so they're doing it to show them.
Like, congrats, you made a movie.
And then sometimes it goes on for a long, long time, and then sometimes you get horizon numbers. But they do it pretty much for everything that gets selected. It's just a question of how lengthy of a applause it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to have to report on, but
You got to come over here, Tyler.
it's there. One thing you did miss when you walked out of the theater last night for The Substance is before they play the movie, they put up on the screen official winner at Cannes for original screenplay.
Oh, okay.
Put that up while your back was turned to the screen. That sounds like I'm attacking you, but I'm not. I'm just saying, like,
No, that's
Good job,
what was
Tyler.
happening.
you're like, I got to dispose of this pizza.
More worried about your damn pizza box.
Yeah.
The movie didn't change.
That Wookiee riding BB-8 does not look. That's that looks like a Wookiee bidet. I know.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm just. That's as alarming to me as what we saw in The Substance. Yeah. Oh gosh.
What's that thrust going out of here at light speed?
I kind of like the old Han Solo voice.
Do you have a Lunce's list for the top 5 at the box office this weekend?
Number 1, Beetlejuice. Number 2,
What comes out this week?
Transformers 1.
Oh, yeah.
And
No, Transformers 1.
Never Let
Beetlejuice.
Go with Halle Berry.
I mean, outside seeing that trailer a couple times, I don't hardly know anything about that one. I'm going to say Transformers 1, Beetlejuice 2.
Speak No Evil 3.
Honestly, I have no earthly idea after that.
Deadpool 3 at 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That actually works. I don't know if Deadpool will hold that strongly, or like they'd have to.
Just that is a third movie.
I think the Am I Racist movie is going to hold pretty well week over week.
Yeah, I think the numbers it was getting last week are going to draw people in, because a lot of people still don't know about the movie because it is like a Daily Wire project. So unless you know these political commentators,
Yeah.
you might not know the movie exists.
Transformers 1, Beetlejuice 2, Never Let Go 3, Speak No Evil 4, Deadpool 5. But after Beetlejuice, it'll all drop off a cliff.
How many theaters is The Substance releasing into this weekend? Do we know that answer? Because that's going to be very telling about where it lands.
I'm honestly surprised we got it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was a great crowd. I mean, I really enjoyed watching it with that crowd we had.
I don't know.
So I actually think we're at a perfect stopping point because we just landed at Maz Kanata's area here. Can start right from this next time we do another go round. I know we've got FIFA coming out very soon, right?
Yes, we do.
Tyler and I both just went for this
We
poor
just
girl.
started beating up people.
But I think now is the time to bid adieu. And it's also time to bid on different teams that may be playing, I don't know, football tonight, John, at our title sponsor, MyBookie.
Go to mybookie.ag. It's Patriots and Jets tonight, I believe. Go there, play that game, play any kind of props you want to, all kind of fun stuff you can play there. Also, go play in the casino, play in the live casino, mybookie.ag. Promo code next round for that first deposit bonus.
That'll do it for us here on the Meltdown today. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for us. We really appreciate you very much, and make sure you're subscribed. You will not want to miss tomorrow's show. We will have Penguin non-spoiler reaction on the live show. We will also have a spoiler-filled Penguin review for you. That's all happening tomorrow right here on the Meltdown, as we're all, I think, very excited for the series tonight to kick off. I always do this. I always turn to, I'm so sorry. I always turn over. I'm like, that's the
I
end.
did not even know John had already cut my mic.
Sorry,
It's all good.
it's a lot of buttons to hit right at the end, so I don't want it to, oh, we're done. Tim says we're done.
kind
It's
of
like,
noise-
You got to scramble at the end.
bleep afterwards.
What kind of noise does a penguin make, by the way?
Or like a...
Happy Feet, they sing.
Oh,
That's true. They tap dance as well.
Yeah.
Was it marketed as a musical? I think it actually made
believe it was.
And Mr. Popper's Penguins, it was like a...
That's what I was
Is
looking
that the
for.
Jim Carrey movie?
That was the Jim Carrey
I never
movie.
saw that.
That is
Pretty
the one.
good.
I have a friend who's a massive Jim Carrey fan that when that movie came out, they were like really, really excited. That and Yes Man. Like when Yes Man came out, they wrote a thesis about it in their college course. And
I haven't
like,
seen Yes Man.
about how deep it was. I like Yes Man, but I mean, it's not something where it like should be getting papers like, I don't know, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something like that. Anyway, that's going to do it for us here on the Meltdown. We'll see you again tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central. That's the way this works. Plus all the out of the theater reactions. You don't want to miss that by subscribing to what Tyler primarily does, seeing all these random movies we don't even know about. That's going to do it for us here on the Meltdown. We'll see you again very soon.
See, our microphones are still on. Wait, hold on.